In this Cypress tutorial, we are going to see how to disable the fetch and XHR logs in the Cypress automation test execution. If you see here in this test runner, so let me open the test runner. So if I execute all the tests here, and it is displaying the fetch and XHR logs. So which is not required in our case. So if you see here test execution, so it is displaying XHR and even there is a fetch logs. So currently it is executing the first test, and now it is executing the my first test 2 also. And if you see the logs of the my first test 1, so let it complete the whole execution, then I will show you. So what I'm talking about the fetch and XHR logs, because these logs are not required in our automation testing. So we will see what is the solution, how you can disable all these XHR and fetch logs. And if you see the output here, so our 2 tests are getting passed. So I will navigate to the test 1 now. And if you see the logs here, so it is printing XHR, fetch. So like this, it is printing many XHR and fetch logs. So if you look at the test what we have written in the VS Code, just give me a few seconds, guys. So it is loading the VS Code now. Yeah. So if you look at this, my first test 1, so we have created only 3 logs. In the line number 5, we have created 1 log, and in the line number 7, we have created a log, and in the line number 12, we have created a log. So it has to display all these logs, and Cypress command it has to display. And in our case, it is simply displaying the other logs also, XHR and fetch. So solution for this problem is you can simply take this snippet code and you can keep it inside the support folder. Inside that we have the e2e.js file. So we need to copy this particular code and we need to add it inside the e2e.js file. So I will copy this particular code now, and I will go to the VS Code. Under the support folder, so we are having the e2e.js file. So simply I will open the file, and I will add it here. So no need to worry about this code. So I will provide this code in the GitHub repository. You can get this code from the testers.github page. So in my case, my system is a bit slow today, so it is taking a little bit of time to respond. So I have added this particular snippet of code in the e2e.js file, and then I will save it and I will close this particular e2e.js file. Now what I will do is I will simply close this particular test runner. We will relaunch the test runner once again because we have made some configuration changes. So here once again I will execute the command. So I will say yes. Then once again I will say npm run Cypress open. So it will take some time and it will opens up the Cypress window, and it will open the browser as well with the test runner. So it is taking little time. Let's wait for some time. So usually it will not take this much of time, but it depends on your computer and configurations also sometimes. So if you look at here, so it has opened the Cypress window, and here we have to select the E2E testing, and then we can select the browser. Then we can re-execute the our Cypress automation test, and we can validate whether fetch and XHR logs are displaying in the Cypress test execution. So here I'll say start E2E testing in Chrome, and that's it. So it has opened the Chrome browser now. And if you see here in the top left, Chrome is being controlled by automated test software. So it is getting hanged sometimes. So that is fine. That's not a problem. So we got the test runner now. Let's select the spec file, and it will start loading the all the test suite and Cypress automation test cases. Okay guys, if you see over here, so it is started executing the my first test one, and it is printed the log as well. So test one is started, and then it is navigating to the youtube.com now, and it is a heavy loaded application because it has lots of video content, and loading that it takes some time definitely. And it will search with the JavaScript by test stock, then it will hit the search icon. So now it is executing the my first test 2. So we will validate whether after adding the this particular configuration in the e2e.js file, whether it is displaying the XHR and fetch logs in the Cypress test execution. So this time it will not display the all those logs. So let's look at the steps. And if you see the steps, so steps are very much clear now. So firstly, it is printing the test one is started. So this log is coming from the our VS code. And if you see here, so this is where we are printing, and it is executing the visit command. So if you see the log, so it is going to this particular website, and again we have written another log, and then it is executing this particular Cypress command, and at the end it is printing the log what we have created from the VS code. So this particular log is getting printed over there. So now if you look at the steps of the Cypress test, so these are very much clear. So this is how you can disable the XHR and fetch logs in the Cypress automation test execution.